And it's always a pleasure to be here to, to relate on to things, for us to talk, to speak, for us to share ideas and know what is happening in our world. Well, it's been a beautiful day. At times I wonder the country we live in, man. It's just at times I say it's a shame to see what is happening. It's a big shame. I talk about Nigeria. At times people do. It's just a wonder. It's just a wonder. I don't know what is happening in Nigeria because it's just a pity, really, man. It's just a pity that to see what's happening in Nigeria it's so painful. You know, you see politicians just doing their own things. They don't care. They are just doing their own thing. They believe they're above the law. They just believe they're above the law. You know. It's painful, really, to see what's happening in Nigeria. It's so painful. You every time you wake up, you see just drama everywhere, drama everywhere. As bunch of unserious people. The Nigeria National Assembly are supposed to be, supposed to be checkmating the executives. I don't know what's just wrong with them. How did we how did we get so far? How did we get to this point? They've lost their reason of being National Assembly. This is not just about APC. This APC, PDP, Labour Party, those people that were present today in the National Assembly, I don't know what to call them, really, man. It's a disgrace and it's a shame, a big shame. It's just a big shame for what they did. They 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 they, ah, they have ridiculed the Nigerian national anthem. They have ridiculed Nigerian people. They have ridiculed the Nigerian nation. And the so-called president was there. Tinubu was there. Look, I don't really know what is happening in Nigeria, man. Everyone has been bastardized. The judiciary has been bastardized. Everyone has been bastardized. The system has been bastardized. People are just doing their own as they like. Who will save this country, man? Who will save this country? It's just a pity, and it's so painful, really, man, to see what is happening. It's just a pity, and it's so painful. It's so painful. Yeah, man, they've changed the Nigeria term now right now to their own nonsense, selfish and interests. I don't know if Nigeria Assembly they're not bureaus. I don't know. I don't just know. It's a pity, and we should all wake up. We should all rise up, man. We should not be quiet. We should not just be quiet. Those people in the National Assembly, be you Labour Party, APC, PDP, I don't care. I don't really care right now because it's like a disgrace. You guys are just a fucking disgrace, man. Are just a fucking disgrace. I don't. Look, you guys who have voted there to check and balance and to fight for the people, to talk for the people, to speak for the people. I don't know why Nigeria is just like this. I don't get it. I don't know why Nigeria is like this. It's so painful, it's shameful. And God, what do I say? What do I say, man? What do I say? It's a pity. It's just a pity. It's just a pity that we we are in this that we are where we are right now. It's just a pity. It's just a pity. But we need to save our country. We really need to save our country. We need to change this stuff. We need to change the system. We really need to make things happen. Man, we have to wake up right now, man, because as I saw this today, we're talking of many things. Man, I will play the video. They ridiculed the national anthem. They ridiculed it. They've ridiculed it. They've ridiculed it. Hmm. At times I wonder if we are still, if Nigeria is still, if the leaders how do I put it now? Are they normal? I should use that word. The leader, those people, National Assembly, the executives, are they just normal? This is the question I just want you guys to help me to answer. Are they normal? You cannot understand why in the National Assembly people they are ridiculed the national anthem. Let me just play the video because it's annoying. It's really annoying. It's just annoying. Let me play the video. And guys, make your comments. If you like it, say you like it. And then I feel like weeping for my country. I feel like crying for my country. I just feel like, how did we get here? How did we get here?
At first, shame on all our National Assembly members that were seated there where another song of allegiance was played. Shame. And if we truly had a country, if we truly had a republic, by now, those in their constituency should be sending them letters to show how disgruntled they are, and if possible, recalling them. It is that bad. We're losing a country with sycophancy. But it's not only Tinubu. It happened during Buhari's administration. Remember how people were wearing Buhari's insignia on their body? Now everybody's wearing his cap and all of that. What level of madness have we got into in this country? It's a whole new level of madness. What level of madness are we doing? At the hollow chamber? By playing that song, a partisan song, they desecrated the hollow chamber. And they must account for it. Let's go back history. Do you know what caused the first English Civil War? The king tried to overreach himself in the parliament and the parliamentarians kicked against it. King Charles I. It led to the emergence of Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector of England. The parliament is for the people of Nigeria. Parlement. The meaning of the parliament is parlement, to speak on behalf of the people. Not to do political sentiment and hypocrisy or listen to songs of allegiance posed to a certain political party. And there were some other lawmakers there, they couldn't talk. How would they be able to talk? Maybe we're telling Labour Party lawmakers, when they were part of those that collected the 160 million for cars, will they have the nerve to speak? We're telling lawmakers from other parties to discountenance that they didn't do it. But how will they be able to talk? We forget in a hurry, Oji. We forget that there are three co-equal arms of government in this country: the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. President Tinubu is the head of one equal arm, the executive. The legislature has a head of his own arm. But we have a legislature that don't even know themselves, and they are kowtowing to the executive. They are worse than copy and paste now. They are worse than rubber. They are hype men, as Big Wig called them.
Hype men.
So shame on all of them for not understanding that they are a co-equal arm of government in this country, and they are singing an allegiance song
Well, all right.
to the executive. You can see where we started.
Yeah.
It's a shame, man. It's a big shame. It's just a shame. I saw the video. I was just ashamed. I was just ashamed. How did we get here? How did we get here? The question I need to ask. I don't know what happened? What happened, man? It's a shame. It's just a big shame. On your mandate we shall stand. Which mandate? Whose mandate? Who gave Tinubu the mandate? Student, oh God, man. If I think of these things, it gets me annoyed, man. It gets me annoyed. It gets me annoyed because your mandate we shall stand. Who gave him the mandate? A stolen mandate? Who gave him the mandate? Stolen. Stolen mandate. Who gave him the mandate? It's a shame. And Nigeria, we should all wake up, man. We should just try to wake up. The judiciary is not helping matters. National Assembly is not helping matters. The executive, that one is the worst. Then where do we go? Where do we start from? How do we save this country? Who do we cry to? Who? Who's okay? Let's assume the executives are not doing well. We go to National Assembly. If they're not doing well, we go to the judiciary. But right now, who the one that is even worse? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know which one is worse. Is it the executives? Look, maybe you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I will play the stupid thing they were singing, the nonsense thing they were singing. Let me play it. The nonsense thing they were singing, the stupid and the nonsense thing they were singing. It's a shame, and Nigerians are quiet. Nigerians are just quiet. God, I don't know what to say. I don't really know what to say. I, it's painful for me. I don't know. I don't know how we say it. It's just painful. I don't want to say. Maybe I would say I feel like crying, weeping for my country. I don't know. Should I say I feel like I feel like weeping for my country? How did we get here? How did we get here? If you ask these people here, if you ask these people now, they cannot even recite the national anthem. They can't recite it. They can't recite it. Let me play it so as to hear what the nonsense we are saying, we are singing. From here, what's all this thing? Let me see. I don't want to hear now.
Thank you very much.
We thank you very much. I want to hear this stuff, the nonsense we are singing. Maybe it's better for me not to play it because it's a shame. It's a big shame. It's a shame. Your mandate shall stand. Our mandate shall stand. Whose mandate? Who gave guys the mandate? Maybe remove it. Maybe there's no point. Just no point. There's no point. There's no point. Maybe that is why the team refused to play. Because I wanted you guys to hear it. I want you guys to hear it. It's a painful thing. Anyway, I just played that anyway to because it's annoying. What I want to play is, the judiciary has lost its value. There's no for the judiciary because if you go, it's like you're wasting your time. That is why I posted a video today of Dino Melaye saying he's not going to court to go and do what in the court. To go and do what in the court, waste of time. There's no need. There is just no need because if you go to court, that's what they told you. They've been saying after they say go to court. They will say the court is the last hope of coming out, which is never the last hope, which is never. It used to, I think it used to be, but now they've criminalized everything, criminalized the system, criminalized the National Assembly, criminalized the judiciary. Nigeria is like survival of the fittest. Like survival of the fittest. I don't. It's a pity, man, and it's painful. What do we do? Keep on pushing and moving on, but we will start with the system, man. We'll start with the system. Guys, listen to what he said. Just listen to him. He said he's not going to court. There's not to go to court. It's correct, man. It's correct. Let's listen to him. because I don't have much this time to say. But there are so many things, annoying things, annoying things, annoying things, annoying things. So much things are annoying. Uh, well, I'll do it for you guys to watch, and I'll come back. Even the governor, the Labour Party candidate of in Imo State, governor candidate of Imo State. Maybe if I have the time, I'll play this video too. We lost hope in the system. We lost hope in judiciary. What do we do? Well, Nigerians, the power is in your hands. The power belongs to the people. That is what you should know. The power belongs to the people. I will stop at that. I will stop at that. Let's see to Dino Melaye. Let's see to Dino Melaye. Oh man, go help Nigeria. Go help Nigeria, man.
The electronic social media here. I'm here to address us once again in the course of our state history, Kogi State. And today I'll be discussing what I have christened or titled, Why I Will Not Go to Tribunal. That is the heading. And the subheading is INEC and Judiciary, the biggest threat to democracy in Nigeria. INEC and Judiciary, the biggest threat to democracy in Nigeria. Fellow pressmen, in all thriving democracies around the world, the election management body like INEC and the judiciary are its sustaining pillars. The constitutional duty of INEC is to conduct periodic, free, fair, and credible elections and declare the popular will of the people as expressed through the ballot, but at moments, election results are not written and prepared before election day. Sorry, I take that again. The constitutional duty of INEC is to conduct periodic, free, fair, and credible elections and declare popular will of the people as expressed through the ballot. But at the moment, election results are now written and prepared before election day under Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. The judiciary is supposed to be the last line of defense of democracy and the rule of law. But the tragedy today is that the judiciary over the years have not lived up to the expectation fully on matters of electoral justice. Worse still, it has now been captured by APC and it's now the weakest link for the subversion of democracy in Nigeria. What a disgrace and shame to the largest black race of the world. A democracy without a rule of law and a courageous judiciary has in it an inner virus that will lead to its destruction. The common saying that judiciary is the last hope of aggrieved citizens is now an empty slogan because the judiciary is truly now the lost hope of the people of Nigeria. That is why I, Dino Melaye, will not dignify a captured judiciary that is now a department of APC by filing a petition over Kogi State governorship elections that majority of the results were pre-written before the election day by INEC officials. Under the most corrupt chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the most pernicious, odious vermin that ever presided over election management body in Nigeria. I repeat, Mahmoud Yakubu is the most pernicious, odious vermin that ever presided over the election management body in Nigeria, INEC. Why should any responsible Nigerian go to the tribunal when APC has captured the judiciary and their members, that's APC members, openly boast at rallies about their control of a corrupt judiciary of cash and carry. Why should other political parties and Nigerians participate in future elections with the conclusion of grip and total control of INEC through the appointment of APC card-carrying members as commissioners into INEC, who will recruit ad hoc staff, APC supporters, as pool officials? All recognized individuals of proven integrity from south and northern parts of this country, applauded by Nigerians for their commitment to credible elections as commissioners, have all been eased out of INEC. The way the so-called State Independent Electoral Commission, SIEC, is constituted by governors with party members and supporters is what is happening now. So that means what is happening in SIEC is exactly what is now happening with INEC at national level. It's constituted by governors with party members and supporters is what is being replicated by this administration with INEC at the federal level. No more elections like local governments, but pure writing of results before elections as done in Kogi and Imo states. A typical example is what I will show you now. This is certified true copies. So when SDP was shouting all over the air that they need INEC and they need the tribunal to give them order for INEC to release documents to them, we got these documents last week. And they are certified true copies by INEC. This is the certified true copy of the Kogi State's election on the 11th of November. This is certified true copies of the presidential election in February. What I want to do here is that we have certified true copies of all the documents, including the registered the voters register, all certified by INEC, and these documents are available with us. I want to say that voters registration ended in November last year, 2022. That means from November last year, there is no voter registration. This is certified true copy from INEC of the results of the presidential and National Assembly elections in February this year. As at that time, number of registered voters on these certified true copies showed that in Adabi local government, 114,046 registered voters. Showed that in Ajakuta local government, 84,614. Showed that in Okene local government, 140,452. That's the registered voters as at February, as imputed on this certified true copy of INEC results for the February election. But in the certified true copy for the November election, you will note that registration of voters stopped in November 2022. So what we were given in February 2023 on this certified true INEC document is what I read. But on the same INEC certified results of the 2023 November 11 governorship election, the number changed when voters registration already ended last year. On the face of these documents now, for the November 11th election, you remember I said it was 114,046 for Adavi, but in this document, it's now 114,663 inflated. In Ajakuta local government, for example, in February, voters registration was 84,614, while in the November election, is 96,504, an increase of over 8,000. In Okehi local government, the same thing. In Okene local government, it was 140,452 in February. But in November election, Okene was inflated to 151,242, an inflated number of 110,987, and this was done in 17 local governments. So the question is, if voters' registration ended November last year, and the February results showed the number of registered voters as at February this year, where did the additional figures inflated in November came from? After all, there has been no voters' registration since November last year. Voter registration is a ceremonial thing that parties take very seriously, politicians take very seriously. So whenever it is announced, we normally mobilize our people to go out and participate in registration. The last time such exercise took place was in November 2022. But because they have increased or allocated votes that were beyond the registered voters, so they had to up the registered voters up to justify. If not, the votes will be more than registered voters. That is the kind of corruption, fraud that INEC did. And these are certified true copies of documents from INEC showing disparity between February and November. Meanwhile, there is no voters registration. What future do we have of democracy when the judiciary is captured during the bidding of APC, as the world is seeing happening across Nigeria, wherein judiciary is now used to overturn the people's verdict for APC in Kano, Nasarawa, Plateau, Zamfara, and many more states in the days ahead. The capture of judiciary signals citizens' possible resort to self-help, and that is dangerous for our society. That is how democracy dies, when political elites repudiate or reject the norms and values on which democracy is practiced, and the judiciary is captured and unable to do electoral justice. The Presidential Election Tribunal judgment was written in partisan stationery. The CTC of Kano gubernatorial appeal significantly differed in the whole section from verbal judgment delivered by the Court of Appeal. The 3 paragraphs of the judgment declared to be clerical errors by the Court of Appeal, surprisingly and curiously, do not have spellings error. Does it mean that clerical error do not have meaning again? Because if you say something is a clerical error, and in the 3 paragraphs, no single spelling error, as the definition for clerical errors changed, we all know that it is easier to recite after taught judgments than to rewrite well-considered written judgments. And this is actually a big shame. You can see that Labour Party have no judgments. The Labour Party cried out yesterday that they were not given any judgment. They asked for judgment, and they said the judgment of the PDP will suffice. And it is laughable that in my elementary knowledge of law as a law student or a graduate of law, I know that grounds, when you make your grounds for submissions or issues that you raise in your submissions are questions, and we're taught in law that those questions for determination must be answered by the courts. But because the courts cannot, in their good consciences, or the judges or justices cannot in their good consciences answer those questions raised by Labour. That is why there's no judgment. What are the issues raised? One of those issues is how did the picture of a lady appear on the server of INEC instead of posting result sheets? You posted picture. It's a question for determination. And that question has not been answered. And it is a norm, it is a practice, a convention that questions for determinations, issues raised must be answered. But because they don't want to answer it and they know what the implication of answering it, there is no judgment for Labour Party. We all knew that Labour Party is a different party in that matter. PDP is a different party. And the court, throughout the sitting at the Supreme Court, did not consolidate the cases of PDP and Labour Party. And where these cases were not consolidated, how can they have the same judgment? That is one of the fundamental reasons why I would say I have lost complete confidence in the judiciary in Nigeria. In sum, we can say that our country and democracy is at its most vulnerable point of decay as a result of institutional capture. Today, nowhere to turn to by citizens for sanity. Judiciary has become an extended section of a political party, doing its bidding and delivering predetermined judgments. The fingers of providence will continue to write its verdict on the walls of our judiciary as the biggest threat to the survival of democracy in Nigeria. We are at terrible situations that led St. Augustine to declare that a country is nothing but a band of rogues without the rule of law. The judiciary has lent itself to APC capture, and it has become the instrument of partisanship. INEC and judiciary in particular have betrayed Nigerians and dashed their hopes and aspirations of democratic ideals through judicial sabotage. We can all now see what the scholar Mutensky meant when he warned that there is no greater tyranny than a tyranny that is perpetrated under the shield of the law in the name of justice. Conclusion. Fellow Nigerians and gentlemen of the press, in the light of the foregoing, I, Senator Dino Melaye, have decided in good conscience not to submit myself to the judiciary that has become an instrument of political tyranny. Just as Pa Awolowo declared after the 1993 rigged elections, when asked why he refused to go to the tribunal, our sage, Obafemi Awolowo, said that he will not because the judiciary is corrupt and will not do justice. I will not go to court because justice has been murdered by the judiciary in Nigeria. I repeat, I will not go to court because justice has been murdered by the judiciary in Nigeria. Finally, may I use the opportunity to call on all opposition parties in Nigeria to forthwith boycott all future elections unless and until the current INEC constituted by APC members is dissolved and a new set of non-partisan chairmen and commissioners are appointed into INEC. Further participation by opposition parties in future pre-written election results. Further participation by opposition parties in future pre-written election results under a morally and ethically challenged Professor Mahmood Yakubu Electoral Commission amounts to giving legitimacy and credence to the continued rape of democracy in Nigeria. I hereby call on all political parties to boycott future elections in this country until Mahmood Yakubu and the corrupt commissioners of INEC are completely dissolved and a new credible INEC constituted. That is when we can have democracy. If we fail to do that, participation by political parties will mean legitimizing, endorsing, and promoting the illegality that is ongoing. So I call on all political parties to boycott future elections and allow them to run a one-party state, because our non-participation will definitely definitely deny them the legitimacy they need to carry on. So we call on the whole world, we call on international communities, we call on NGOs, CBOs, Nigerian Bar Associations, we called on the Nigerian Medical Association and the Nigerian Labour Congress to save Nigeria and save democracy. Because because INEC and the judiciary, they have murdered democracy in this country. They have become appendages of APC, and results are written even before elections. The National Assembly will have to stop keeping silent in this very satanic issue. The battle to salvage our country from these economic cankerworms and financial scavengers is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. We will continue to speak. We will continue to protect our democracy by asking for the right thing to be done.
Yeah, man, I played that video. There's just a pity of what's happening in Nigeria. The judiciary is a letdown. The National Assembly is a letdown. The elections is a sham. No election is happening. It's happening in Nigeria. For me, there's no point for elections, man. There's no point. The INEC is APC, the department of APC, one of the departments in APC. So there's no need for elections. Why are people voting? In Imo State, the same thing. Kogi State, Bayelsa State, all the states. So there's no plan for voting. For me, I would say, guys, boycott elections. There is no need. This INEC body should be dissolved. The so-called INEC should be dissolved. And everything needs to be changed. INEC is not, they are APC carrying members. So I don't know why guys waste your time. For me, with Dino, I stand with him as I say he's not going to court. There's no need to go to court. They owe the judiciary, and even the judiciary, it's just a sham. Everything is a sham. That's why they tell you go to court because they know that nothing will happen. They are so bold, they are so proud, and all these people they are so free, and Nigerians are quiet. I don't know. Nigerians are so quiet. They like it as it is, which is too bad, and they are suffering and smiling. I don't know what kind of country we are living in, man. So it's just a pity. For personally for me, I would say we should all start speaking up. We should not be quiet. As Tizo has said, we should not stop speaking. For me, no need for elections again in Nigeria. We should stop election. We should, and all other parties, for me, stop going, stop contesting, stop campaigning. There is no point. Let APC take over. Then we will see. Maybe they want to make one party state. Then we will see. We will see. The vote of people will definitely prevail. Yes, they've stolen the money of the people, and they are still doing like this, and Nigerians are quiet. For me, I would say Nigeria, they should enter the street, man, take our country back. That's what I have to say. Then I will have to just talk about um I saw the video of the guy calling the most Labour Party guy. I'll put the video because just kind of sensitization for everyone to know that the country guys are living in it needs overhauling. This is not democracy. It's not democracy, man. So we should all wake up. We should all just wake up. We should wake up. It's high time we all wake up. Okay, it's high time we all wake up. I've been saying it. I'll continue to say it. That's how it is. That's my own. That's what I can do. I'm a politician, and I we all need to wake up. Really, that is what I will say. We all need to wake up. Yeah, let me play the guy, the Labour Party monster guy in the Imo State. I don't know why. There's no need for all these elections again. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's just a fucking scam. So there's no point. There's no point, man. Let me just play. Let me just play it instead, man. I'll call it a day. Right, so, please, as you watch, can you make comments, share, like? It's good for you to make comments, for you to good for you to like, and also to share. Okay, that people will want orientation. We want people to know what is happening in Nigeria. We want people to know that they need to rise up and take their country back. All these hoodlums, they don't care about you. You can imagine today, as the first video I played before, people who are national anthem have been ridiculed or your mother which has time. Is that national anthem? It's a shame. National anthem be singing that. Man, this is just annoying. Okay. Anyway, let me play this video of this guy. I'll call it a day. All right. All right, just listen, guys. Let's watch this thing.
Candidate in the just concluded selection process in Imo State. So I just want to bring to the notice of the entire world what is happening right now. Right from the onset, we made it clear to the national, to the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood, that there are certain things he must put in place for us to have a free and fair election. One of them being the removal of the REC. Secondly, that we must have collation at ward level, local government level, before state level. And also, we insisted that the result sheets must be signed by 3 officers, a national commissioner, the REC, and then each EO will sign that of his local government, so that there will be no manipulation of the result sheets. Surprisingly,
I'm surprised.
they
agreed.
when they came to the stakeholders meeting, they agreed to these things.
Let me just.
But surprisingly, on the election day, there was no collation at the ward level. Even in some local governments, there was no collation. They moved everything to the state. And then, where in those areas that you had insecurity, where there was no election whatsoever, results were collated. There was cluster voting in Osun, and then even the Attorney General of the state on television that the whole world watched, he confirmed that he moved people with 80 buses from Owerri to Osun in an election where they said there will be no vehicular movement. And then, in front of the returning officer, gentlemen, it's unimaginable that Bayelsa State, with 8 local governments, took 3 days to collate. Imo State with 27 within 2 hours, in spite of the insistence of the Labour Party chairman, Barrister Kalusi Jagwa, that there were irregularities which should be looked into before collation would start. Even when the man was reminded, that's Nigeria is secret. When the man was reminded,
Nigeria is what said.
Look at what Professor Oti said. The man was so angry that nobody should mention Professor Oti, that he's not Professor Oti. You know, they'll try to show him that there was a good example, that there was somebody who stood up for democracy, whether he could do the same. The man was so enraged. I was shocked. I was watching the television. I couldn't believe that somebody who went to primary, secondary, university, got up to the level of a professor, could do that on national television even. Every day. So, but Nigeria, this is where we are right now. And then before this election, people were telling me, how can you go and run against a governor who had 27 over 27? And I said, well, Somebody has to do something to showcase what is going on, what Nigeria has become. You know, so I went through it, and I'm apologizing to Imolites. I promised you that we'll protect the votes. Remember that what I said was that if you bring it to the World Collation Center, we'll take over. It never went to any World Collation Center in Imo State. Most of them, all of them were straight to the local government. Most of them were not even collected at local government. So what were we protecting? And then the thing was that these results came from INEC. The whole things came in through INEC. Everything that happened was INEC. So who are you challenging now? INEC is supposed to be the umpire. They're supposed to give us a free and fair election, which never happened. And then what is happening right now as I speak is that we went to the tribunal, got an order for us to be allowed to inspect the beavers. Okay, this is a governor who claimed he won a landslide victory. There has been no celebration in the entire Imo State. Imo State looks like a graveyard. But see, the judgment for Owerri Municipal just came out the other day. The Labour Party candidate, Clinton Amadi, Owerri erupted into joy. The whole streets were almost closed. So you could see. Now, I begin to wonder how a governor who INEC has declared has won an election. INEC has refused to let us inspect the beavers up till as we are speaking now. The lawyers and experts we hired at a very huge cost per day, 30 million, are there. They are not allowed to inspect in spite of court order. So, what is INEC? I don't understand what is going on in my country. But see, what gave me confidence, I said it on the television the other day, distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he was on the streets in 2012. He made us believe that he was a Democrat, fighting for justice, freedom of choice and equal opportunity. I said it the last time, that I don't see the anyway, this is politics. He's in the same party with Senator Hope Uzodinma. But this country shouldn't be about party. It should be about the quality of persons. What do you represent? I was in the Senate with Her Excellency, the wife of the president. I know the quality of person that she is. Person of integrity. So how can they allow such a thing happen under their watch? I'm waiting and I'm watching. Look at the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood. This man, God has blessed him. He has had so many important positions of responsibility in this country, ended up being INEC chairman. And then under his watch, INEC has totally collapsed. Does it mean that he's not in charge? That he will give an order, it will not be carried out and nothing happens? So INEC is everybody to himself. Rirek, Sylvia, professor as well, in Owerri, is totally, she's an emperor there. Whatever she wants is what is done. She's been hiding since Friday. When you come and ask for, say, unless REC comes, and you can't find the REC anywhere. They are simply delaying so that we will not be able to get facts to go to court to prove our victory. We won the election. It was a landslide. Observers, people were crying, shedding tears. Even some security agents, they couldn't believe what took place, the rape of democracy. And they don't want us to prove it. But it's also good, so that the next step is the judiciary. They say that everything has collapsed, but I keep telling them that I believe that there are men of integrity within the judiciary. As I also saw some men of integrity, even within INEC, who were upset and crying, but they couldn't do anything. So, this is open knowledge that in Imo, they've been cutting heads. Look at, I was attacked and shot at. I was going into a church for a program I was invited to in Obiezina. My bulletproof car, if I wasn't in the bulletproof, I would have died. This story would have been different. I was shot at. The policeman, Ola, he was jumping like this. jumping, dancing. We have all the video evidence. That man is still walking free. Nothing has happened. The Inspector General of Police allowed him to walk in free. He has not been arrested, has not been detained. This is the country where we are now. Maybe they want citizens to begin to defend themselves, and that will be total anarchy. So I'm calling on President, distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our president, to look into what is
president to your president. Your president. Who's president? Is your president, man? I don't. This is what I don't like about this. Who's president? Stolen mandates, man. Look, guys, we all need to wake up. Nigeria, take your country back. What is politics? His Excellency, my president. It got there by hook up, by. So come on, let's face the facts. Let's face the facts. Who it was calling Remi Tinubu question of integrity with what is happening right now? Even if they have integrity before, but with what is happening right now, for me, it's not. There's nothing like integrity, man. They don't deserve to be called Excellency, His Excellency, Your Excellency. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it, man. So let me just let's listen to just about 2 minutes. It will be done. Let's listen to him. Let's finish it. Listen to him. Nigeria's wake up. This is just what I want to say, man. Nigeria's wake up.
He has gone around the whole world now soliciting for investment. How can any same person come and invest in a place like this, where you have Imo State, killings every day? Look at immediately after the election, people have been. They slaughtered one chairman of PDP in Ezinite. They slaughtered a traditional ruler. My collation agent. What happened before the election? They kidnapped my collation agent for Hituboma. From Hituboma, Emeka Wamero, released him after a few days, and came and kidnapped my own local government collation agent. Up till today, we have not seen him. He's missing till as we speak now. We had to replace him on that day. So something terrible is happening. People shouldn't keep quiet. This is the only country we have. There is no other place. I don't want to be any other person than a Nigerian. This is the best place on the face of the planet. Where I was born, where I grew up. I'm not leaving it for anybody. So if they don't want to help us to bring in law and order, it means that we should protect ourselves. Please, Mr. President, don't let us descend into chaos. Do something in Imo. Take charge of Imo. Okay, look at yesterday. The chief of staff came in with a lot of thugs, rough-looking boys into INEC. They were allowed. And they trooped in. So the chairman of Labour Party said that no, there must be a process. There should be guidelines on how to inspect the beavers. They never listened to him. Who will go there and not allow order to prevail after what happened to him? They beat him, they kicked him, they didn't do to him. The Attorney General of the state ordered it in front of the returning officer, in front of Professor Sylvia Agum, in front of the Commissioner of Police. Nobody raised their finger. This is where we are, gentlemen. So let's see what happens. If INEC chairman doesn't call them to order by today or by the end of today, so that the correct thing should be done tomorrow, well, we'll just give up and allow the judiciary to do whatever it is that they do. So judiciary is the last hope of the common man.
Well, that's Nigeria for you, man. But Nigeria, we should take Nigeria back. I will say I wish my country. No, I will not say that for my country. I won't say that. It's painful what is happening in Nigeria. but we can make things right. Enough is enough. We should do the right thing right now before it's too late. I used the word too late. They take over the judiciary, take over the National Assembly, take over everywhere. Please, let's wake up. Let's wake up and save our country. If you love your country, keep on speaking, keep on talking, and let's save our country, man. This my own is let's save our country. Let the rule of law reign. That's what I'm saying. The rule of law. If APC win, PDP win, it doesn't matter. But the rule of law should reign. That's what we are saying. That's what we are saying. And those people in the National Assembly, if you are PDP or Labour Party, you guys are just a big disgrace. How can you stand up for your mother shall stand? Whose mandate? Changing national anthem to your mother shall stand? That's a disgrace, man. It's a disgrace. It's a big disgrace on the nation, on the National Assembly. And Tinubu was even there. It's a disgrace changing national assembly to your mother shall stand. What arrogance? What of nonsense arrogance is that? Man, it's annoying. I cannot go right now, man. Guys, please like, share, and comment. That's what I'm going to say. Pray for Nigeria, man. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for the people in Nigeria. Just keep on praying for Nigeria. But I tell you, when we pray, we make action also. You have to keep on talking. You have to let's make Nigeria work. That's what I'm after. That's what I continue to say, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's our network. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Good night.